Last week, we opened our office by hosting just over 100 of the best franchise development people in the country. These are people who either buy or build emerging brands and grow them into household names. We asked them about their brands. We asked them about what makes great franchisees. But most importantly, we asked them about the characteristics they look for when they're going to buy or build a brand into a household name. That's information I thought you might like to know about, so let's take a look. I am humbled to think about how much I respect everyone in this room, how busy you are, how important you all are, and you chose, many of you, to fly here, take time away from the phones or whatever else it would be that you're doing to spend time with us. So I'm just really, really grateful for that. Eric, if you would, tell us when Happiness Brands is looking at a business to buy or a franchisor to create. What are the characteristics of that brand?
So first and foremost, there has to be a passionate leader, a founder that we can build around that's created a system that we know is duplicatable. That's number one. We have a very detailed matrix. When we look at brands, we score attributes. Is it in the home? Is it outside of the home? Is it fixed? Is it recurring? Is there an opportunity for retention or adding or bundling services? If we don't see that opportunity, it's probably not a fit, at least at this point, for Happiness Brands. And from there, we want to make sure that we can offer disproportionate value. Does it work within our system? Does our media team and our centralized sales center work well within that particular model? So we have to be sure those things work well together. And then from there, what's the long-term potential look like, right? Is this an essential service? Is it resilient in a down economy, perhaps a pandemic? So those are things that we're going to look at pretty closely before onboarding a new brand. It usually takes for us anywhere from a year, possibly two, before that's going to happen.
You know, the best thing, again, it goes back to culture is going to be primary, but we got to look for enterprise growth with our franchises. And those are the ones that are really seeking it out. So that is multi-unit. That is great at unit economics. That's a great support system for their franchise owners in terms of marketing, technology, operations. Staying attuned to technology is going to be important. Hopefully, you know, being open to AI, because I'm using it on a daily basis at this point. If you're not, you're behind. That is really going to come down to it. Culture, unit economics. I mean, the main things that people are looking for in business anyway. But enterprise growth is really the thing that our brands are looking to do. So we want to help scale them in that way.
Intriguing spaces out there, meaning different verticals that are, you know, not too small, but that we can see a future expansion nationwide that's also not too saturated. So I think, you know, obviously, a multi-unit play is always nice, so we can start to build these empire builders. You know, I think everybody's dream, you know, American dream is that they would eventually leave corporate America. So how do you build that empire on the side with these semi-absentee opportunities, more manager run, if that's, you know, a service brand, or, you know, even at brick and mortar. So
I'll add one big thing is like, we're mostly brick and mortar. So the first thing I have to look at is it Amazon proof? Meaning, is Amazon going to come in and take this business away at some point? And if that's a potential, then we're probably going to pass on it. If it's not, then we will keep going. And what that means for us is brands that typically aren't selling a product so much in location, meaning a physical. It's usually like, hey, we're coming in to get a fitness class, or you're coming in for a cold plunge or an IV drip, whatever it is. You can't get that on Amazon unless I've heard of something that they've created, but maybe it will in the future with Amazon. You never know. But for now, that's at least what we look at. So that's a big part.
Yeah, the first thing is the fit. Does the category fit strategically with what we're building inside the portfolio? I mentioned earlier in some conversation or things around, you know, is it a category that has ripe opportunities for differentiation, for the use of technology? So strategic fit, absolutely a key. The business has to be foundationally disciplined from a financial perspective, from an operational perspective. And then the most important thing is cultural alignment, the quality of the people, the quality of the support. If those three components aren't there, we're moving on.
So we look for conforming brands. The first thing we look for is a proven business model with 5+ years of business history. It means they've proven the systems. We're looking for individuals that have over $1 million in AUV. We have certain territory revenue goals across Homefront brands, which is really important. We look for a defined and replicable customer acquisition strategy in mostly all 50 states. It's really important for us because we take a strong hand in customer acquisition at Homefront. And then the last thing are these businesses that are good for people. That's something I think a lot of people skip. You know, there's a lot of franchises out there that are like rocket ships. And for us, we want an average person to be able to step in and execute this business.